Kia ora, I'm Elvie and welcome back to the channel. Today I am reviewing, I had it the wrong way, sorry. I'm reviewing the Holbein wash set. It's got 6 tubes of watercolour in here. They are 5 milliliters, so quite small tubes. Here they are all nice and new. I've already poured out the paint into like a paint area to be used, so I've had a wee look at them, but I don't know what they're like or anything, so I'm excited to try them out and swatch them with you guys. It was quite affordable. It was $25, which is so good for 6 tubes of professional watercolor paints. So affordability is amazing. It comes in this cute little box, which is nice. It was just on Jackson's website, and yeah, let's get into this. We'll start swatching the paints. Okay, let's get on to swatching. So I'm swatching it in the order it came in. I was looking at it from this direction, so we're starting off with burnt sienna. Give me a minute, I'll write down the pigment information. Okay, let's finally get on to swatching. So the first colour here is the burnt sienna. This is just PBR7, so standard brown shade. Once again, this is 100% cotton paper, so should hold the watercolour very nicely. There it is. Sorry if my hand gets in the way. I'm doing it on the side so I don't cast a shadow on it, but I am left-handed, so I do have my hand going over it. So let me know if you prefer it with the shadow. The next colour is the Cobalt Hue. This is PB29 and PB15. I shouldn't have done this one because it will go bleed in, so I'll try not to let it bleed in. Just won't look quite nice. I'll fix it up once it all dries out off camera, but for now, we're going to have a little gap here. Might have stuffed it, but that's okay. Next we have the Vermilion Hue. This is PG7, so that's just phthalo green, I believe. Yeah, that's definitely a phthalo. Look at that. They are re-wetting nicely. Again, I only let them dry for a day, so not the longest amount of time, but that's okay. They're all bleeding into each other, but that's beside the point. The next colour is Permanent Yellow Deep. This is PY74 and PY83. So 2 colours here, or 2 pigments, sorry. It's quite a warm leaning yellow. Maybe not quite, but a warm leaning yellow nonetheless. Next up is Vermilion Hue. This is PO73, PR254 and PY110. Don't know why that was so difficult to say. So that's 3 pigments, which is quite a few, especially for an orange. I feel like you don't need that many, but what do I know? Then we have Crimson Lake, which is also 3 pigments. This is PR177 and PR122, and then we've got PB19 as well. You can definitely see it in there. That's a beautiful shade, but quite a magenta leaning colour, which is very pretty, I have to admit. Quite an interesting colour to add in this limited set. I actually quite like it for a change, but yeah, again, 3 pigments, that's a lot of colours in there. So that's the initial swatching. I'll leave that to dry. I'll now do a sketch to paint with you guys on camera, but I'll just go ahead and do that. Now the paint's dry, I've sketched out my painting, so I'm going to go in with a second layer of a more opaque base to see how well they layer and if they're quite opaque or something. So it's just a good way to see them at mass kind of value. that's the burnt sienna. Quite a thick line I did, but that's beside the point. Next is the cobalt blue hue. This is an interesting looking colour. Like it's giving phthalo with a tiny little bit of ultramarine blended in, but I wouldn't say cobalt. Next we have vermilion hue. Just grabbing a fair amount of it. They all seem to be pretty transparent, but these next colours are the ones that tend to be more opaque anyway. This is the yellow. Okay, so there is a little bit showing up on the line already. And then we've got the vermilion. Same story. Sorry about the buzz. And then finally the crimson lake. And that one's transparent. It's quite transparent anyway. It's got a little bit on the line, but it's pretty good. Okay, well, I'm gonna start doing the painting off camera and I'll come back to you by the time somewhere in the middle or somewhere at the end, just to tell you how I feel with it, how I find the paints when mixing, and just stuff like that. So next thing you'll see is that. Okay, so ignore the different format. You can see I've done quite a bit. I haven't quite finished, but I'll give you a close-up of the colours all swatched out. I've actually really enjoyed using this set so far. Been able to get some really beautiful mixes. So you can kind of see I've been using a range of the colours here. I can get a really nice deep grey, and that's just mixing the crimson lake here and the vermilion hue. Sometimes I add a little bit of either the sienna or the cobalt hue, just to, you know, lean it one way or the other. But so far I've had a very fun time using the set of colours. They're really nice to use, look very easy, not doing anything unexpected or crazy, and yeah, so far so good. So I'm going to keep painting, and I might do that on or off camera, I haven't decided yet, but I definitely recommend the set if you're looking for a cheap starter set to watercolour. This is very fun to use and in tube form, so if you have some half pans and an empty tin, you can easily put them in there. That is an additional cost, but I've just got this porcelain plate that I bought from an op shop. I think I bought 2 of them for like a couple bucks, maybe $3, and that's been working for me well. You can even just use a porcelain white plate for mixing and just have that on your desk. This one's nice and small, and I've just got some random smaller containers here. I usually have candle holders and the glass ones, because I can see if there's paint residue in there and I can easily clean that out with just some water. But those are my thoughts so far. I'll get back to you guys soon. I decided I would do the last little bit on camera because it is really a little bit just kind of shadowing this blue tarpaulin wrap here a little bit. And then a little bit of shadow on the flexes, but this is really great price for what it is. You get a lot of paint for 5ml, like it goes a long way, further than you would really expect, and these work really nicely. You get a beautiful range of colours. Like I really have been enjoying the red especially. This is quite a different cool red than what you would usually get in a set, so that's been really fun to play around with. And even though you don't get an ultramarine blue, this is great for mixing. Like you can easily mix up a warm blue if you want with a little bit of the red, slightly turning it into a purple, but not fully, of course. And yeah, I'm really impressed with the grey. I wasn't sure what kind of grey I could mix up, but it's a really nice deep one, mixing these 2 colours. the only potential problem is you don't get a very cool yellow, and you can't mix that. But this yellow is great. Like, I honestly don't think it's going to be too big of a problem, um, unless you really, really want that cool lemon yellow. But you can easily buy a tube of that if you find that being an issue later down the track. And for the price, so far, I'm really enjoying this set. So I'm excited to keep using it and update you guys eventually on how I am finding these paints further down the track. I hope this was fun, helpful. I'm sorry I didn't do a lot of the painting on camera. I was really in the zone, and it can be a little bit difficult painting sideways sometimes. So, yeah, I guess that's enough of me rambling. Any queries, just leave a comment down below and I will happily answer them. I do love hearing you guys' suggestions, or if you've painted with the set before, definitely tell me how you found it. I always love those little comments and stories you guys leave. So, yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll leave you to your day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this was fun and helpful. See you guys in the next one.